It's Jelani.
It's Kamiko.
It's Nikki.
And it's Marcia. And welcome to a ChitChat with the LoveChat podcast.
Hello, 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 Insecure fans. We are back.
We're back
for episode 9, and I'm getting a little sad because we already have one more left.
I am.
So episode 9 of 10 of season 4 of Insecure, LowKey Trying. So for those of you who are joining for the first time because a friend told you to come over, we are glad that you are here. This is a chit chat with the Love Chat. So we're going to talk about all things insecure tonight. And in the words of famous Dr. Rhonda, do you want to be right or do you want to be in relationship?
All right.
As always, there may be a little shade, there may be a little sunshine, but we always try to mix in a little love. I'd also like to point out this is probably hairdo number 6 or 7 for me during the course of the quarantine.
And
but that's okay.
For me, I am rocking the power to the people today because I need my hair done so bad. Jesus.
I'm like, it's okay. I still love y'all. For those of y'all who are out there, thank you. Anyway, so
go vote.
If
you haven't this morning, go vote.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yes, if you're in the state of Georgia, it is the 9th, or it is the 9th. So it will be the day. If you have not already, you need to go stand in someone's line and vote. Take somebody with you. Call your people. Make sure everybody else voted. All of that.
Send us a DM.
Yes.
Right.
Because we all did absentee this time. Did we all do absentee? Oh no, Kamiko went early. That's right.
Yeah. My absentee ballot never came.
Yeah.
I thought about doing my absentee and then still going to stand in line. I thought about that.
Why? What do you mean? You trying to be voter fraud? What are you doing?
No. Well, because I had used my absentee ballot to do all my research. But I was like, but maybe I can, I'm able-bodied. Like I could still go stand in line, right?
So you're saying you were not going to send in your absentee ballot.
Yeah, right. Not send
and go stand in line. You would have had to fill out paperwork once you got there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that happened to my girlfriend. She never got hers like Kamiko. I don't know, it must have been a Fulton County thing. Her husband got it, but she didn't. And when she got there to vote, they were like, no, you're on an absentee voter list. And she's like, well, I'm here because you never sent it. But
yeah, she probably should have gone online because that's the thing that I did before. I kept checking online you can go to your Georgia voter page to see, number one, your status as a Georgia voter, where you can vote. But also, if you requested an absentee ballot, it will let you know if you're in the system or not. And even though everybody, my parents, Todd, were all in the system, I never was. So, and still am not. So.
Oh, wow.
But
go vote today.
Yes.
Yes. Shout out to the Ivy Storehouse. Y'all may remember us from being on CNN a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we got to put that video again.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
When we were there for Stacey Abrams. Look,
right. Right, exactly. And Oprah. We were there for Stacey.
See what you get? We could have had Stacey, but look what we got.
Well, that's a whole nother episode, Lord. Okay.
Girl, well,
let's
Issa got Lawrence, so let's get into this.
Issa got Lawrence, so I was loving the opening sequence of the show, honey. I said, oh, look at them all glued up together, loving each other, spending the together.
Wait, let me say this. So Jamal and I, we watched together. So we're watching it. Jordan had come home from work. She was in the kitchen washing dishes, and I get weirded out watching sex scenes in front of my child for some reason. I just do. Girl, that thing came on. I was like, ooh.
Because they were getting it in.
Yes.
They were getting it in.
Yes. I was like, NDRE song came in my mind. I was like, brown skin.
Right. They are beautiful together, aren't they? Oh, just beautiful together.
Well, and I'll say this.
It was beautiful visually.
It was beautiful for so many reasons, but I thought how refreshing it must feel from Issa's perspective, right? Because I don't know what it's like to be a man. But as a woman, to be with somebody who knows you.
Yes.
Right? So I was like, that's probably incredible for her at this point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I think for both of them, because I felt like grown woman Issa is now meeting grown man Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
And they are entering into this grown up relationship. Because they were younger and in different places in their lives back then. So even though you know them, I think it's interesting to be in a weird space of knowing someone so well, but then relearning them all over again because they're not the same people. So it's like you said, Jelani, it's beautiful for so many reasons. And they just look stunning together.
Right. And I don't know about y'all, but I know I've been in relationships in the past where you feel like you've put so much into this man. You done taught him how to dress. You done taught him you done taught him a few things. And then he might go on, like Issa was saying, now she's getting all the benefits. You know? But
Issa said, I'm gonna get what's mine, even if it's only short-lived.
Right. Exactly.
Because I do think that that's a very valid thing, because she even said that a couple episodes back. She's like, how is it that Ponytail, Keanu, is reaping all the benefits of my work?
What was the Beyonce song? Ring the alarm. I've been doing this too long.
It's true.
And I'll be damned if I see another chick on your arm.
Right.
She gonna be rocking
them channel coats if I let you go.
Right.
They got to have their Beyonce moment.
No. Not gonna happen.
But I am so glad to see them together. There were so many moments in the show. We'll talk about another one a little later that I was like,
well, even like when they were in the opening scene about the Condoza came up about, you know, you still got some randoms all around here. He's like, you bringing her up? She's like, well, since you brought her up, you know. But now we had a conversation and she's done.
We talked about what's her name, Issa's maturity, right? And how she's progressed. And if y'all looking at my fingernails, do not judge me because I think I have on one press-on nail. We talked about her maturity, and I feel like that was still big of her to tell Lawrence, hey, so I used to kick it with Nathan. I told Nathan I was going to help him move. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Because she ain't have to tell him, girl. Sometimes you just got to be like, oh, I'll be back.
Nah, but that's what you should do in a grown-up relationship, right?
What they are yet. They haven't defined what they are yet, which is interesting too. I think they both want it to be something more, but they scared to say.
Well, I think there's also the elephant, if you will, in the room of whether or not Lawrence gets this job or not. And I think it's smart of them not to try to move ahead full steam, not knowing where he will be, you know, in the near future. So,
but it was nice whole montage of them, you know, just having everyday life together, you know, working on their laptops together.
Right.
Oh, I love that.
That was so cute.
They're like side by side where they're both working. I love it.
Yes,
when they were sitting side by side, I said, oh, look, they're in quarantine.
Look.
And then they were outside, and I was like, oh, wait, but they're not.
Look, that was cute. But I do like that she brought up Condola, or he brought it up, whoever brought it up. But I like that it came out. So I'm just saying, she ain't pregnant, right?
Okay.
I don't think so. He said they done. I'm trying to figure out.
They talked and they're done.
But her uterus might not be done.
A month has had to pass.
Yeah, it had to have had some time. That's why they were showing them it was like so many days or whatever.
It's got to be.
I think it's weird because they did such a good job of telling us 1 month before the party, and it would have been nice if I had like an editor's note, like to show like 1 month post block party, because it's hard when they don't tell you like time and space. Like they did such a good job before the block party, and now it's like.
Yeah,
not sure
but
how
I guess
long any
when
of this
you
is really
seen them getting it in, and it was like so many different days. It was day, it was night. They were changing clothes, all that kind of thing. I think that was kind of speeding up time for us. And then I'm not sure if anything was mentioned before about when Nathan was moving out. Did that come up before? Okay.
No,
I don't remember anything like, oh, he's leaving in a week or a month or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
No countdown.
Yeah, because that kind of. I was like, oh, he moving out? Oh, whatever.
Yeah, like now. Right. So
then we see after that lovely opening scene. Pause for the opening scene.
I know, right?
We then see Molly in therapy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I was
in
like,
the therapist's office, at least. I don't know if she actually is engaging in the therapy, but okay.
Because she did have to check her in therapy.
Yes, she did.
But that's what therapy is about: going in, getting it out, and then getting someone else's
but you're supposed to get it out,
and
not get up in there and lie
Yeah, exactly.
to
What's she
yourself
lie
and
about?
the therapist.
What's she
got a
lying
whole
about?
perspective or whatever. She feels so wronged all the time. Everybody did her wrong. You know, it's always so black and white. You know, she did this, person did this, her daddy was wrong for this.
Right, and that's why the
But
therapist
she just
called her
doesn't take
out.
accountability for any. Right, that's why the therapist called her out. She just does not take accountability for any. Like her dad, that's a totally different thing. Doesn't really have anything to do with her, but does, right?
Yeah.
But everything else in her life everything is someone else's fault, and she just doesn't take any accountability for what role she has played in the relationship being what it is.
Right. And like the therapist was saying, you put up these walls and then you just shut down. And then even like with Andrew's brother, she was like with the brother, what's his name? And she was like, oh, like that ain't important. Right.
Yeah,
But
she feels very, the thing that kills me about Molly is very much okay. It seems like she is totally like the out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. I've decided that I don't have value for you. I don't want to deal with you.
Right.
You know, you're not important to me and what I have going on. So as long as you're over there, it's okay. I think that's how she's doing the situation with Issa. I think that's how she's doing the situation with Victor. And I think even that situation with her and Andrew, he's like, but this is my brother. And for Molly, I'm like, so how could this potentially be your husband and you don't feel like you're going to talk to his brother?
Well, the problem with Molly too is she's being what some people think of as a typical woman. You can't forgive this person, you can't forgive that person, but he's doing all these things. Not that he's doing anything in particularly wrong, but he is doing things that she's not comfortable with, and pushing her to do things that she's not comfortable with. And instead of saying, I'm not comfortable with this with you, she doesn't mind saying, I'm not comfortable with your brother or with other people, but something that you're trying to force me to do, like, see, I'm talking to her, or see, I'm trying to be nice to your friend Nathan, or whatever the case may be. And she's bending herself trying to make whatever work with her and Andrew. But then when it comes to things like the food that they discussed, she just went and did whatever she wanted to do. Or like with the brother, where they're supposed to be going to this game, and she just decided, I'm not going. And I think Andrew's going to feel like, I'm lying to my brother for you. They definitely gonna break up.
And then she was like, I didn't tell you to lie. But he's, he's saying, are you never going to see him again? Like, this is my brother.
She doesn't make any concessions for anybody else. She does. She has a lot of unforgiveness in her heart. And she, like, Andrew has her back unequivocally. He's like, I'm always on your side. And he, even with his brother, he was just like, that wasn't cool. But that's still his brother. You got to find a way to reconcile. At least his brother said that he was trying to make amends somehow.
Right. He was extending the olive branch, just like Issa extended the olive branch.
Right.
And she won't. Right. She won't. She won't return. She won't return.
She won't even meet.
Like he was just asking her, and she wouldn't even do it for Andrew, her boyfriend. She wouldn't even try.
Right.
And he pointed that out. About meeting halfway.
You have to be able to meet people, right? You have to meet people halfway. I don't know why or who put in her head that you don't have any, like, even how she feels about Issa, right? Like, maybe Issa does have some culpability, and like she mentions, and where, it's not just about the block party. But you have allowed Issa and yours relationship to be there forever and a day. So if you don't call Issa out on it, or in some cases you play right into some of the things that Issa would do, that's on you. You have to accept accountability for your part and how this relationship has gone.
Let's rewind some, because while Molly was in therapy, Issa was kind of going around in her head like, I need to talk to somebody about this whole Lawrence and Nathan thing. Should I go help him move? Is that okay? What do you think? And she wanted to call Molly because that's her best friend and that's the person she would talk to. And she has one of those little flash scenes of calling her, and Molly's like, you still the same selfish bee, you're just calling me because you need my advice. Woo, woo. So Issa had that moment of thinking, okay, I'm not gonna call her for that. Let
And
me
I
call
think
her
that caused her
talk.
to stop
Mhm.
and really think about how she's going to approach the situation with Molly.
Right.
Because we saw she, you know, how she asked her when they showed up. She was like, "How's your family? How's your nephew?"
Right. Trying.
And it wasn't like, I felt like she was asking her very
So now we're
open-ended
at brunch
things.
with Molly and Issa.
Yeah, we're at brunch. Yeah.
Mhm.
We didn't talk about how her brother gave her horrible advice. She called Kelly.
Right.
Kelly ain't, you know, oh Lord, that
Crazy.
was hilarious. And but yeah, her brother had no good advice at all.
Her brother didn't have it. He was just going along with whatever she said. He was like, baby, that. Oh yeah, okay.
He was like the dark one on the side too. What?
Right.
You know what was funny is I feel like we got flim-flammed a little bit because Amon has always been, you know, trash brother a little bit. Mm-hmm. But we saw him earlier this season and he was being like really good brother.
But he's growing up. I think that's everybody going through these growth spurts and growing and being, you know. He what?
Because this advice that he gave her now, like, I don't know if it was like, it felt like whatever he was eating was super hot.
Yeah, because his nose was running.
I don't think he was.
And the waiter said, "I told you."
Right.
Right.
But he's not trash brother like he was in them first seasons because he was real trash.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He just wasn't focused on her. Like he wasn't paying attention. He was focused on that food.
Right.
Jerk chicken or whatever he was eating.
Oh, he was killing it though.
Yeah. So that she did get the advice from the brother. They go out for her and Molly meet up for light skin mimosas.
Yep.
Right.
That was funny to me.
Yeah, they out for light skin mimosas again. We're like we said, Issa's trying to pull things out of Molly.
Mm-hmm.
Like
she's sitting there like, "Why am I here, girl?"
She's trying not to make it about herself, but about Molly.
Then they started, it seems like then the conversation kind of started going and she was telling her about the girls doing the dine and dash on her and all that kind of thing. So it seemed cute towards the end.
And even at the end, Issa said, I think Issa's the one who said, "I love you." And she was like, "I love you and I want to make this work," or something like that, right? So to me, I felt like, again, that was Issa.
Okay, I don't remember that
trying to really put herself out there to say, what do we need to do? Because neither one of them really brought up the issue. I don't think that Issa is fully aware of what the issue is, but I feel like that's where Molly needs to say, here are some things that have happened. Here's some things that I'm not comfortable with. Here's where I think we went wrong, blah, 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 blah,
because she goes back to Andrew,
Molly.
And she's mad, basically,
right?
Because Issa didn't bring it up.
He's looking at her like, for real? You didn't bring up, like, Issa already called you, extended the olive branch,
right?
Met up with you. The least you could have done, because you seem to have more of an issue with Issa than she has with
right.
You. Yeah, so that's the thing. Bring up whatever grievances you have if you want to move on.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Talking about the conversation was superficial, but she didn't make it real then. Like, they just went into an easy report that they already had as best friends, and she never brought up her grievances. So it's on Molly.
Right. And I think even if there wasn't enough time to discuss everything, even if that wasn't the proper place, she should have still said, "Yeah, I think there's a lot we need to discuss." Like, she still could have done something.
Yes, she could have.
Maybe the first interaction isn't the one where you just want to dig deep at a restaurant.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But acknowledge that.
Huh?
Yes.
Acknowledge that.
Right. Well, I'm not but what I'm just saying is, at some point, you're going to have this conversation.
Yeah.
The first time that we get back together, it's kind of a time for us to just chit-chat or whatever. And maybe we understand that the next time we get together, whether she says it or not, but coming back in and trying to blame her when she goes back and talk to Andrew, like, she didn't even bring it up. It was superficial. Like, you still not owning, to Jelani's part, you're not owning your part in the fact that you didn't bring up anything.
And that's what Andrew said. He said that, like, you don't want to meet her halfway. But she don't.
I think that's where, and I know we said that earlier, I think that's where her and Andrew, because Andrew's going to see that she's a person who is not willing to put herself out there, to extend the olive branch from her side of the situation. And even when somebody extends an olive branch to her, she's not willing to go the extra mile that she needs to in order to repair the relationship. Like the therapist said, do you want to be right or do you want to be in relationship? Because being in a relationship doesn't always mean that you have to be right. And I think he's going to see the things that she's doing in her friendships and, you know, peripheral relationships and start to say, this is not how I want to be in relationship for myself.
Right.
And I don't know what first time I'm trying to do this with you, trying to get you to see this and get you to see that and run interference for you with my family. Like, ain't no telling he done told the rest of their family about her at this point. You know what I mean?
And when he makes a mistake, what's Molly gonna do? Like, is she gonna?
Are you gonna shut down on me also?
And you know, we can't have a conversation and really unpack what's really going on.
But I think even right now, she's not going to do that with Andrew.
No, she's not.
Right.
She's just gonna hold it in because she don't want to be wrong and say, okay, this relationship ended. Oh, it's another relationship that's been ended. So she feels like she's trying to be like this perfect girlfriend, even though she's screwing up royally, right? Like with the brother, with Issa, with Nathan, just everything.
Yeah.
Well, Molly, to me, is one of those people that's going to have to hit rock bottom.
But I feel like she's been there. Like
she hasn't lost everybody yet. She hasn't.
Well, she hasn't lost everybody.
Well, she's about to though. But when she loses Issa and Andrew, because Issa's her very best friend, all her other relationships are more superficial. Although her and Kelly and Tiffany are cool and they're good friends, they're not.
And Dro, who was her male best friend, she started sleeping with.
She's gonna have to hit. She's one of those people who have to lose everything to finally look at that she's the common denominator and that she needs to reassess and really look inward because to figure out that she's part of the problem.
Hopefully, Dr. Rhonda will put that up there.
That loses everybody.
Hopefully, she keep going to Dr. Rhonda and not just go like once every 2 years or whatever, however long it's been.
Or only when she feels like there's a problem, or she feels like it's the tipping point of like.
To validate that it's everybody else.
Right. So Issa decides, okay, I'm gonna go. I said I was gonna go help Nathan, so let me go over here and help him. So she's like, what am I gonna say when I get to the door?
Right.
Hello, pal.
Buddy.
And then she almost hit him with the Heisman when she got to the door, like, hey.
And she was like, konnichiwa. I said, oh my God, Issa, please.
Like, appropriation.
That's appropriation.
It's too much. It was hilarious, though. I did laugh.
Hilarious. Yes.
Oh, yes. She hits him with the Heisman at the door.
I mean, she swerved on him.
He was like,
okay. To the door. That's what you came up with. What do I need?
And that's probably not even the way they interact. So it
was so weird.
But it was classic awkward Issa.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
She's like, I don't know how to navigate this, so her awkwardness is on overdrive.
Yeah.
Sure how to interact.
Right.
Yeah, that was nice spot. Nice, look like nice and got some nice big windows. And,
yeah.
But he's about to buy out the bar, like on the barbershop with his friends.
Yes, congratulations.
So he's like coming up, and they were having a real moment also.
Because your drive is, pushing my drive basically. Like your hustle, I'm trying to match your hustle.
Right. And then she hits him with the, let me just be honest.
Yeah.
Because he was pushing
again. Another mature move by Issa.
Yes, he was pushing up, and she was trying to swerve and duck. I'm gonna go work on this box.
Another room.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes, and so she
all that sexy, trying to be all sexy, that sexy talk, that Houston talk.
Yeah, that Houston twang.
That's where he's from.
Oh, okay.
Because even when he was talking, I was like, has his voice always sounded like this?
And it was like an octave deeper too. I was like,
hey, right.
I know, and I did not realize he was the guy he played on a season of How to Get Away with Murder. Did y'all watch that?
That's right, he did. He did. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I fell off of that show, but I did see that season.
Last 2 seasons, I don't think. Yeah, I remember that.
But yes, so he was trying to push up, and Issa just had to be honest and be like, look, you remember my ex? we are kind of
when you cheated on.
Girl,
Yes,
down.
girl. He gave her a nice little jab.
Oh my gosh, he was hating hard.
Yes, he was. And so that was too funny. I think we lost Jelani, but hopefully she'll be back soon. But at least it's a cute picture of her frozen if you're watching us on YouTube. But yeah, so he snuck in that little uppercut, and she came right back with the snapback and was like, at least he don't disappear. And then it was like,
I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you now. Oh, she'll be back.
And then there were 3. She'll be back.
But yeah, he did. Go ahead, Kamiko.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just saying, and then there were 3.
Yes. So he admitted it because he hadn't admitted it before, and so it took him, because even Andrew had talked about it with Molly. We had heard that, but he had never had that conversation with Issa. So that was big and deep for him to kind of come out and say that.
We didn't know for sure if she had an understanding when he said it, the last season that he was dealing with some stuff and was depressed or something.
Right.
We didn't know. I guess we didn't know the extent, and neither did she.
Yeah, and then also just saying, wow, I wish you would have told me, or you should have, but just saying, thank you for telling me that, and just acknowledging that this is something to you.
Exactly.
Like Jelani said, another grown-up move. Yes.
By Issa.
Therapy. Why is she struggling like Molly? But different strokes for different folks.
Molly is messy, honey.
Yeah.
And to me, some of that goes back to, like, look, what Dr. Rhonda said is real. Like, what is in your heart? What do you really want? And I feel like Issa really has done some soul searching.
Yeah.
Like, after Lawrence, after all these relationships and being halfway homeless and all the things that she's dealt with, while Molly's sitting up here judging her, she really was doing the work, in my opinion, to try to be a better person versus Molly just sitting in whatever la la land.
Yeah, her to grow. The type of obstacles she's probably gone through are the kind of growing obstacles, and I think Molly's, I don't know, it made her mad and angry.
She might be a little envious or jealous of Issa because Issa was able to, she's kind of fly by night. She just up and quit her job, not having another job, not knowing what she was going to do, having to move out of her apartment. You know what I mean? And Molly probably feels like
people like that too, because I'm too risk averse and scary to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why can I be like that and just step out and just, see what happens?
Well, it was funny because Nikki was talking about she thinks that Molly's going to have to lose things in order to kind of grow and mature. But just as Kamiko was sitting there saying those things, I was like, okay, Issa's lost her job, right? She's had to, she's lost a lot of things and very humbling things with the situation with work. And she was a Lyft driver at one point because she needed to make money. Right. That's why she's an apartment manager, because she needs a place to live, like all of those kind of things. And she lost her man. Like, a man she thought she was going to be with. So
yeah, but she did.
And even everything that she went through.
Yeah, but still.
But based on poor decisions too.
Yeah.
And not communicating with Lawrence about how she was feeling. So they had that talk.
Wait, y'all, wait. So okay, this is going back to the beginning, but when they were in the apartment in the opening scenes, and there was some song was on, and he was like, who is this? Why did I think she was gonna look at that? It was gonna be something like by Daniel. Because he's in the music industry. I was like, oh my God, I hope it's not.
He's in the music industry.
I didn't think that. That's good. That would have been good because I wouldn't have seen that coming.
Yes, I did. I thought it was gonna be something with Daniel.
Oh, that would have been a mess. Oh my gosh.
But thank God it wasn't.
A whole mess.
But
it was another boo.
I was thinking about Issa and Nathan versus Issa and Lawrence, and trying to figure out whose rapport that I like better, because Issa and Lawrence have that easy rapport, that awkward corniness, rice-a-roni and hamburger helper, and the born identity, the porn identity, all that stuff that we do. So I was just thinking, and then Nathan and Issa have a totally kind of different relationship, and he brings out certain things and different things in her, and I'm like,
because he's the one that influenced her to do the block party.
Yeah.
You know?
So I was just wondering which one is like the better relationship for her.
Yeah. So, and then I don't know if it was Kamika or Jelani had said about her growing up. So she met Nathan at a time where she had started growing, you know, so she wasn't that person that she was with Lawrence. But Lawrence knows her in and out. Like, she knows his middle name, and, you know, they know about each other's parents and what they've been through and all that kind of thing. So I think that relationship is a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. But he definitely wants Issa, honey. He is feeling her.
Yes.
Ooh. Feeling myself. I'm feeling oh, sorry.
And then also, we didn't talk about how we saw Issa and intern. What's her name?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what her name is.
So they were on the wellness event that has no name. But they said they're gonna be well as hell, which I think is gonna end up being the name.
I think that's gonna be the name.
Right. When they were outside of the little cycling place, so it sounds like she's trying to do some pop-up type of events, which I think is really good to keep her momentum going, right? So her and the little intern together, she offers her a little snack mixed with a little hot pocket action out of her purse.
You got a full gluten.
Right.
Thick for the weekend.
She gotta get thick for the weekend.
No gluten, but she was like, "No, this is full gluten." Like, okay.
Right. So it was, you know, it was cute. And then Lawrence calls her rice-a-roni.
I know, San Francisco tree.
I was like, that is hilarious.
It was so corny.
Yes,
but it's so cute.
It's cute. But I think
he's definitely gonna get that job. And now I'm starting to feel like, you know, all those rumors about Issa not coming back next season, she's gonna end up moving with him. That's how I'm feeling. If she leaves, she's gonna end up going to San Francisco with Lawrence, and then maybe just come back here and there.
On the phone to Kelly and Tiffany, and, you know, but she's only
something like that.
Wow. FaceTime.
But I don't know how I would like that.
Sessions.
I don't know. I mean, because so she gonna leave her whole shtick of, you know, Southern LA. She got the block party popping.
But this is a man that you love, and you really know that that's who you want to be married to.
It's gonna be a dilemma. Ooh, it's gonna be hard for her and Lawrence.
All I know is we need a fast-paced episode next week.
Stay in LA and just do something, keep the job that he already has.
Because then she kind of referenced, like, I'm gonna have a dude that's bi-coastal or something. Didn't she make some sort of weird, like, or did I dream that?
I don't know, because, you know, it'd be so many ad-libs.
She said, I don't want to date somebody, and she made a reference to San Francisco.
Yeah, somebody riding on the trolley. I don't want to.
Yeah, and that's when he said, don't put the trolley before the horse.
He was, instead of saying the cart before the horse. Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, she could, and they could cut it, clean cut. Like, this time is not like, I hate you, you hate me, something happened. This might be like that grown-up break. Like, neither one of us want a long-distance relationship, but here is Nathan.
Yeah, she date Nathan, and then Lawrence grow up some more. He gets a job back in LA. They see each other, and then they get together. In the end.
That's
Nikki
it.
got the whole thing figured out.
We gotta rewind. Look, we didn't talk about the whole Nathan and Issa go into the apartment where Molly
house to
to
his house.
Awkward.
And Issa tried to say, "Oh no, we just ate. We good."
Now, mind you, Molly and what's his name?
Andrew
are in the middle of kind of a small argument.
Yeah, a small argument. Yeah.
Right before he had gone to the game with his brother, and he had to lie to his brother and say Molly was working late because she didn't want to go to the game.
And she was like, "I ain't tell you to lie."
And she also brought food. They had agreed on something else, and she was like, "That naan was nah." And didn't say anything to him about switching up the game.
Exactly. It was bad there. She just made a decision.
Yeah, and you could see his face when she said that. Like, he kind of was just like, "Here she go again." But Yeah, he's gonna get fed up.
Taste buds set for that.
Right.
So
You get your mouth all tuned up for something, then you don't even get it.
Girl, that's a little.
That be making me
I
mad.
get mad about stuff like that.
Me too.
But because it's one thing if like the place was closed or something, but you just switch it. That's the problem.
You just decided, right?
Unilaterally.
Because the thing is, she could have got him what he wanted, and she could like me, and I would have got what I wanted.
Or call and giving him the option. Hey, I didn't really want this. Do you want this instead, or do you still want me to get you this?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then with the brother, he's like, so what, you just not gonna see him again? This is my brother. And she was saying, well, I don't understand why you would want to put me in a situation where I'm uncomfortable. And he's like, it's my family. Like, what? So,
which is why I think she's about to be on the way out.
And there's a lot of people, your significant others, relatives, that you don't like.
But I think what's going to happen is I think Molly's going to try to make this be about Andrew and what Andrew doesn't see and what Andrew doesn't realize.
I think we just
and she's going to try to break up with him.
Right.
Oh.
You said she's gonna try to break up with him.
Yeah, I think
Andrew. She's gonna want to try to say because this whole thing is about the fact that Molly can't keep a relationship, and so I think she's dealt with some things that she wouldn't have normally even dealt with because she don't want to be the one that's like.
And she's always another failed relationship. Right? He needs to cut her off for her to grow.
But in the middle of that argument, here comes Issa.
Nathan and Issa. Right.
What in the world?
Oh my God, somebody is trying to bomb us on the YouTube.
It's so weird. I don't know. It kept saying my internet connection and then it just dropped me off, but it looks like I'm still in the meeting, so.
If you're watching us on YouTube, so there's two Jelanis.
You only get one. Which is more than enough, just in case. No. Did y'all hear what I said earlier?
Kind of.
Yeah, I was saying that I think that Molly is going to try to break it off with Andrew before he breaks up with her. And she's going to make it seem like it's something that he's not doing.
And what I said back to that was, I don't think so, because I could be wrong, but I think that this whole season has been about Molly being in a relationship. All of Molly's failed relationships, and I'm gonna make this work come hell or high water, right? So even though the signs may be there, and even though she probably should whatever, I think that she's gonna try to stick this out as long as possible, and I really think he's gonna end up breaking up with her.
I think he's gonna break up with her, and I think she's got to grow, and she has to be let go of in order.
Because I'm gonna tell y'all. So I don't want to fast forward to what happened after they all got together. So let's talk about Issa and old boy showing up, Nathan. So they end up saying, do y'all want some food or whatever?
Wait. Let's talk about how when they were like, oh no, we're just coming to get these boxes. And Issa was like, I'm gonna get this one right here. And she was like, oh, why do you got so much stuff in here?
Yeah, that box was heavy.
I can remember she had told Molly, she said, I got weak arms but a strong disposition.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't even know what that means, but he took me up on it.
Right. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So they're there, and then did Andrew ask them, did they want something to eat?
Are y'all hungry? We got all this food.
And then Molly gave him the look. Right. But Molly kind of gave him the look, and he gave her the look like, come on.
And Issa was even like, nah. And then Nathan looking at Issa like, she was like, actually, I'm starving. And Nathan was like, yeah, too. And so then, because Andrew gave her the look, she was like, okay, well.
They went on with it.
It's a lot for everybody.
Which it was a whole lot of food. I was like, who they was feeding?
I love it.
But they got some free stuff because Molly, was she complaining or something? But she got some free stuff too. They added some stuff to her order.
Oh, okay. I missed that. I didn't rewatch it. I normally rewatch it, and I didn't. But so they're sitting down, having this nice little chit chat and laughing, and it's like old times, and they're talking about, girl, you remember that time when? You remember that apartment? You remember that da-da-da? And it was so cute for a hot 2 seconds.
Yep.
But I know we have all been there where you've been somewhere and you be texting the person that's sitting next to you.
But smart Molly.
Yeah.
Too smart for her own good.
Andrew, and she texts Issa instead.
And they've been drinking too.
Mm-hmm.
I
was scared though. I'm gonna tell you, I was a little afraid that they were about to get drunk when they were talking about they were gonna play this next game, and I was like, oh, she about to mess it up with Lawrence. Wait, I don't want her to get drunk. So I was scared.
Yeah, I was scared about that. Yeah, and I was scared that Molly was just gonna be drunk and say something real crazy. But I was scared that Nathan and Issa was about to have sex.
One of the things that I felt good about though was the blocking for that scene, how they had everybody sitting, like it was like Nathan, Molly, and Andrew were over here. Issa, I felt like in my heart of hearts, I was like, okay, she knows I'm gonna sit on the other side. I'm not gonna sit next to Nathan because it's not a couples thing.
Yeah,
we're just friends over here. So I think she was being intentional, Nikki, about not sitting right next to him.
Yeah,
and the optics of what that looked like.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. Yeah.
So she texts. Yes. What did the text say?
They're about to play the game.
She says, you see, I'm trying with her.
I need to play that game too.
And you know, a lot of people were saying, my sister was telling me on Twitter, it was blowing up, and people were like, oh, Issa, she exaggerated, wasn't that bad? Why she go so overboard about it? But I just felt like it was the whole point of she was texting him about me. What else had she said?
Twitter feed was saying, look at Molly being all messy. Look at Molly, Issa doing all the work. And Yeah, my Twitter feed was.
And they were on two different pages the whole time. Issa thought they were reconciling. She thought after that brunch they were doing well. Molly said it was superficial. So they were on two different thought patterns too.
Would you have responded to the text?
I would have did exactly what Issa did.
Yeah, I would have done what Issa did.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have responded. I just would have said, I think you sent the text to the wrong person. I wouldn't have just, because she texted back and said, I don't think this is for me.
I would have did exactly what Issa
did. I would have did that way too. I would have texted back.
She said, I think this was meant for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I want you to feel like that, like Molly sent the text, right? Thinking she sent it to Andrew. And when the text came through from Issa, I know
that's true.
That fear that you kind of feel in a pit, like, oh,
yeah.
I'm glad she felt that.
Yeah, that's true too. It was a kind of a little pit because she looked at the phone like, shit.
Right. So,
because
when Issa's like, all right,
she get her friend back too. They having a good time reminiscing. The brunch they reminisce. She thinks that it's like how they have a little fight or a disagreement. And then it just takes Molly some time to get over it, and then they get back.
And I also feel like, look, Issa probably feels like you the one that need to apologize to me, to be honest.
Well, that's what she said.
Exactly.
Because you the one that blew up the spot.
Right. So Issa's like, I'm out, and leaves. And Molly comes, and I know Andrew was probably like, wait, what happened? What's going on?
Right.
Happened.
And then she runs after her. Which I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna run and they're gonna have this conversation, and in true Molly fashion.
Yeah, I mean, it just was it was weird because she was like, we didn't even talk about what she was like, well, let's talk about the block party. She's like, it's about more than the block party. And she's like, oh, well, let's talk about it. And Molly says basically who you and who I am today don't fit. I don't think we fit anymore.
So to me, that was basically saying we about to break up. Who you are, who I am, don't fit anymore. Like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Like, if you said that to me, there's no more conversation.
But
it ain't
that's
no
also
baby.
She could have said that at brunch.
Right.
Yeah,
like here we are days later.
Dragging this out, like
right.
What like Issa feels like she's taking the steps. Okay, Molly, you feel like you paid for all our dinners, brunches, and lunches. I'm paying. You feel like you're always the one reaching out. I'm reaching out. Like, I'm showing you in actions that I've seen. Maybe to Jelani's point earlier, the conversation has to be had.
Mm-hmm.
And neither one of them has really brought it up, but at least Issa did pick up the phone. She did set up the time for them to meet.
Yeah.
Like, and I understand that maybe Molly wanted her, but you can't ask somebody to do everything.
And Correct. She did tell her that she misses her and she loves her. And like, she was expressive about where she was at. And Molly didn't say anything back. So.
Bye, Molly. And she said, Issa just says, oh, okay.
Yeah. But you can see how hurt she was. You know, she's about to cry, and she's looking really, really hurt behind it.
Was broken.
And Molly was just sitting up there like, yeah, I said it.
And then that's okay. And then Molly kind of, her eyes get just like, okay.
Like, oh my gosh, like I was just being dramatic because she wanted a reaction. She wanted Issa to be like, no, and let's work it out and beg her and stuff. But Issa was just like,
right.
Okay. Like, I've tried, and you say we don't fit anymore, so okay.
Yeah, I don't know what she wanted Issa to say. What did she want her to do?
She looked like she was hurt. She was like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? Like, she didn't really want it to be, I don't think she really wanted it to be over.
I don't think she did either. I think that Molly
is wanted to be right, not in relationship.
She's using her as a punching bag, so to speak. And I don't even think she really know what she upset about, if we're being honest. Mm-mm. She just knows she's mad. And she's the one she's taking it out on.
And she holding a grudge forever. Oh, that's the worst kind of person to be.
I'm so annoyed with Molly. I'm
so annoyed
with her.
I mean, I think the truthful part of the situation is that sometimes you have friendships that don't span the course of a lifetime. So there is that, right? Yeah. But there's also a mature way to handle that. And I think that Molly just doesn't know how to maturely deal with anything. Look at how she dealt with situations at work, how she's dealing with the situation with Andrew's brother, how she's dealing with the situation with her very best friend who knows her. Mm-hmm. And, and this is how she's choosing to deal with things. And it's like, it's okay if your friendship doesn't last forever. Friendships evolve. We're all on this call, probably not as close to some of the same people that we were once ace boon coons with at some point in life. You know what I mean? But that's kind of the beast of friendship. And I think that Molly just doesn't know how to deal with it. And I think Nikki's right. She wanted a reaction out of Molly, out of Issa.
Right.
She wanted Issa. I don't know if she felt like Issa needed to fight for the relationship, but she wanted Issa to do more, obviously, than to say okay. And I think saying okay was probably the best thing for her, because it's like, why are you trying to fight with somebody who clearly doesn't want to be in relationship with you?
Right.
Or at least doesn't know how to be an equal participant in this relationship with you.
Mm-hmm. Because it is never going to be perfect, right? So, and I don't know if that's what Molly's expectation is. If she thinks it's supposed to be perfect, it's never going to be perfect. The point is that we're in it together,
I think Molly feels like Issa hit her really below the belt, and I think she's been trying to prove ever since then, like, Molly can't keep no man. So her whole goal is, number one, I'm going to prove Issa wrong. And even though I don't know that Andrew is the guy for me, he's the guy that I'm in a relationship with, and I'm going to make this work, period. And I'm going to prove this to you, Issa. And how dare you say that about me?
Mm-hmm. Right. But I told you, I still think that she's very much jealous of Issa.
Oh, absolutely. Just like we talked about earlier, her career has been, she's hit these goals in her career, but Issa just seems to have 9 lives. Like, even though she got fired, she left a job, she homeless, she still keeps landing on her feet. Mm-hmm. And now she's doing something that she absolutely loves. Mm-hmm. And even like, there is something, because I don't understand. Her and Lawrence didn't have a perfect relationship, but they were in a relationship, and Issa is the one that messed up. I don't understand why. Like, she's made comments this entire season, like, look at her out there with Lawrence being
right.
I've not understood that other than jealousy. Like, I don't want, because
it's not like she's in a relationship with anybody else. Like,
well, maybe you know how you meet at the beginning, like you both out at the club and they spot and you're like, oh, look at him, and she might have liked him. But Issa got him. You know how that happens?
Oh, Nikki just dropped a bomb.
Who knows?
If they met in college or something, he might have been a big man on campus or something. Everybody liked him. or they could have been study buddies, or and then Issa just come in and they had that corny banter, and all of a sudden Molly like she didn't ever say anything because Molly
Look
don't.
at us, girl. We just digging. We don't know.
I like to predict stuff, so that's my favorite.
I don't think that Molly.
In like 3 minutes.
Yes, I have to have.
I don't think that Molly is happy with her life. I don't know that Molly wants to be a lawyer. I don't know that Molly. You know what I mean? Like all of these things.
She's a box checker, like Michelle Obama said. She checks the boxes.
Right.
Yeah, but she hadn't really. That's the problem with Molly, though. She really hadn't checked any other box other than professional.
Professional, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so black and white. Yeah. Like, you're supposed to do this how you're supposed to do it. And if you deviate from these things, then you're not a good person.
Professional and like where she lived, because her spot is fine.
Yeah, that spot is nice. Yeah, but Andrew's spot was. I never noticed all of it before. They showed a lot of it this episode. I never.
Yeah, he's got a nice little house.
Somebody said something about her moving in or something like that. That's why Nathan moved it out. I don't know, but look.
I don't see that.
I don't see that either.
Because I was wondering why would Nathan want to move out when you know.
I mean, he's a man, so maybe he just want to have his own.
Well, not only that, but I feel some of that too, because they've been together for over half a year now.
Yeah. And then Nathan was staying there when he came, because remember he came from Houston or wherever he came from, and he was probably just staying there till he got on his feet or found it. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is they've been together for over half a year now, which, I mean, it don't take you that long to figure out that you want to marry somebody. So I feel like Andrew, like even having that trip with his brother, I think that signified that, look, I want to be with her, like be with her. Mm. And even like him trying to say, my brother's trying to extend his olive branch, probably in my head, what I heard is because I talked to him and told him how serious I am about you and we need to fix it. But the fact that she doesn't feel the need to might signify to him like, well, maybe she feels like I'm temporary.
Right. I wonder if they're in love. Because they haven't said I love you on screen, but I wonder if they said I love you yet. Are they in love?
I don't know, Nikki. That's a good one.
In my head, I feel like they have, but I don't know that I've seen them.
I haven't seen them say it. I don't think so. Yeah. But next week, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen because that preview was all over the place.
I was like,
girl, I kept rewinding it. I was like, wait a minute, because you couldn't tell who was talking to who and what was going on. Issa came to see Nathan at work, and he's like, "Hey, everybody, this is Issa." And so, and then Issa's like, "Hey, oh, they tired." Awkward Issa. Ain't nobody speak.
That was funny though. I was like, "Oh Lord."
Yes. So I don't know. It was weird. The preview was weird. I didn't get much out of it. What y'all get?
Yeah, because something gonna happen.
Right.
There's got to be some decisions made. Something happened with Molly, and Issa gonna have to make a decision because Nathan's about to profess his love. Go away, Nathan.
Laura's gonna get the job, and they're gonna decide what they want to do.
Well, I think that it's gonna be a huge cliffhanger, personally. Because the next episode is entitled "LowKey Lost," and so I do wonder, what that means. Like, you're gonna have to make some decisions. And I think it's gonna be. I don't think it's just gonna be about her. I think it's gonna be lost. I think she's gonna be lost. I think even Morris to a certain extent. Like, obviously, he seems to want to be with Issa, but he need a job too.
Yeah.
I think everybody's just kind of going to be in a place of limbo, if you will. Probably Nathan too. I don't know, because I feel like Nathan's gonna be like, didn't he say something like, "I want to be with you," or in the preview?
He says
I'm not taking this without a fight. I'm not going down without a fight.
Right.
Now you want to
Girl, I don't know. All we could do is wait for
I got a whole
week,
man over here, and here you go.
That's
how it always happens.
That always happens.
That always be the minute
you in a drought, or you just got all these men.
Like the pheromones working overdrive, and everybody wants.
Girl.
All them exes come out to woodwork when they find out. Hold on, triggered. Sorry.
child. That's how I be sometimes, though.
That is how it be. That's real life right there. Well, ladies, we're just gonna have to wait till next week and see our final episode.
Gosh, what are we gonna do? Y'all don't have us waiting over a year, 2 years again.
Oh my God. Well, we want to remind all of our listeners to go and vote. If you haven't done that this morning, like we said in the beginning of this episode, please go out and vote. Please. Yes. Vote. And that's going to do it for this Chit Chat with the Love Chat podcast. I want to remind all of our listeners to please follow us on all social media platforms at the Love Chat podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review. Until next time.
Bye.